Welcome back to my video series on how to use the technique of prototyping with your clients. In the first video, I introduced prototyping and we saw how it can really add value to people's lives. And, it might even add value to your own. In this video, I'm going to provide examples of how to conduct prototypes before we move on to the last video, where I'll talk about how prototyping fits into the process of coaching that we've already talked about. Prototyping is a great way for gathering information and insights in a low-risk way. So let's dive into the specific ways you can help your clients apply the technique. Designers don't just think their way forward, they build their way forward. Sitting in an office planning and thinking is usually not going to help your clients make the decision on what types of changes they should make. They'll do better if they have real-world information so that they can design something that actually works. So let's say I asked you to design a chair, and that's all I told you, just a chair. So you designed this one. I might say, that looks nice, but I really need somewhere to store all my stuff. So maybe you design one like this. But I tell you, well, I really like the storage, but I like the way I could put my legs out on the other one. So you go back to the drawing board and we repeat the process. You get the idea. And now aren't you glad you were using paper and cardboard and not actual wood and plastic? Prototyping is about trying something out, gathering information, and going back to the drawing board before you've spent a lot of time and a lot of money, or a lot of wood and plastic, designing something that isn't quite right. Of course, you are not simply going to tell your clients to design a chair or a life. As a coach, we're going to help our clients dig into what they really want so that they're ready to start prototyping with better information. Prototyping is all about gathering information, trying something out, gathering more information, and going back and tweaking things and adjusting until you finally get to something that meets all your needs. So in the coaching context, you might want to ask your clients, how could you prototype X? Or how could you experiment with doing Y? And there's, of course, a lot of different ways that prototyping happens. In the stories I shared in the first video, we saw several different ways of prototyping. We saw full-scale modeling with the health clinic. We saw short-term experiments, living in a new community for a couple of weeks. I shared that I held conversations and conducted interviews with coaches and coaching students and graduates to see if coaching was something I wanted to pursue. And I also shared that I'm in the middle of a prototype right now that I'm conducting by polling. And there are other ways to prototype too. There's role playing, interning, shadowing someone for a couple of days, or even volunteering. There's no limit. You can get really creative. So that's all about how to prototype, and now we're going to move on to showing you how it fits into the coaching process. So I will see you on video 3.